I'm Johnny Scoville. This is the Capsaicin Connection. Thank you for being here. I need everybody to do me a favor real quick and give me a 5x5. About to plug this thing in because I'm a dummy and I forget all the time. I need a 5x5 now. And get ready to do a 5x5 again. All right, so get ready for another one. All right, can you still hear me? Please say you can hear me. All right, we're good. All right. Hey, I'm so glad you guys are all here. Thank you. I just know there's a Super Bowl happening right now. Allison Metcalf, thank you for being here. Barbara Aldrich, thank you so much. Brock Bandy, Debbie Blair, hello, Debbie Blair. Mike, Down Under, Flaming Koala. Jaden Tabor, Keith Kingman, Krista Melinda, Robin Bliss, Silver Surfer, Saudium, Arwa, Just Me Being Me, Wanna Love. Thank you all for being here. So, yeah, there's a Super Bowl happening right now. Unbelievable. 2x4. I love you, Tracy. Thank you. Really, I want a 0x5. Usually, sometimes people just do a 5. I know how I look. I see how I look. I don't need anyone to remind me. It's how I sound that matters. Taz Girl, hi from Ohio. Hello. Thank you for being here. Eagles just scored a touchdown. 0-0 tied, right? It was. Interesting. Sober Super Bowl. Arwa. Isn't that crazy? Sober Super Bowl. A lot of people, it's the first time they're doing it. You know what's interesting? When you get sober, there's so many firsts. It's not even the first year. The first year is massive because there's every single holiday, right? Things like this. And for some people, things like this were a holiday. You know what I mean? For a lot of people. Brian, hi, Brian. Good to see you here. Allison said, hubby's watching the Super Bowl on the TV. I'm working and listening to you. Well, thank you for being here. Hopefully something good will happen tonight. Krista Melinda, we're making plain wings tonight for dinner so we can sample a bunch of our different hot sauces. It's awesome. You got to let me know which ones you like the most. Is there a variety of heat, or are they all pretty much kind of the same area? Your tolerance is growing. You're a chili head. You really are. Hi, Lisa Trimble. So good to see you. Let's see. I want to make sure I say hi to everybody. I want to show you guys. Still sleeping. I want you guys to know something. I have a confession to make. We have two. I have a stuffed cat that looks just like Katie, and then we have Katie running around. So when she's out active, I have the stuffed cat in the basket. It's remarkable. Her naps seem to be timed perfectly with my streams, right? It's growing like a weed. She almost doesn't even have that kitten thing going on anymore. I mean, she does, but it's different. Brock, good to see you. Look at that. Feels fantastic to be sober on Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah, me too. So good to see you, Travis. Audium won't feel guilty in the morning. Reap what I sow by the day. It's pretty cool. That's great. I love that. Best goatee ever. You know what? I don't have a good braid right. I got to fix it. You know what happens? It's her fault. I'm a toy for her. Hi, Robin. True Crime Nut. Good to see you. Tricky Girl Animations. Hello there. I swear this becomes more and more like a family reunion every time we gather. It does. Mirrored Guitarist. Love the name so much. Always have. Hope you're having a great day. I am. Thank you for asking. I hope you are too. Pam, good to see you. Hello, Pam. Robin Bliss is at work. I'd rather listen to you. I finish my chores and wrap up the day than the game. Boy, I tell you what, that's an awfully kind thing to say. I used to watch football all the time. I don't anymore. It takes too much time. I don't have that kind of time. Really don't. I'd rather talk to you guys. Ryan V, Silver Super Bowl. It's awesome. Congrats, dude. Listen, it's a big deal. Scout Cheer Dad. Hi again. Thank you for being here. All right. Let's talk a little bit about what I have. Staying in your own lane is what we're going to talk about. Staying in your own lane. Here's what happens, and maybe you guys have seen it. All right, I'm gonna talk. And by the way, if you have a comment or question, throw some capital Q's ahead of it in the beginning, and it'll catch my attention. What I'll do is I'll flag it, and I'll make sure I address it. Just Jones says, just can't stomach watching those men running, catching, and kicking a ball, making multi-millions of dollars while others hang on to survive. You know what? It's true. I thought even if unless you're saving lives, that kind of money is absurd. I agree with you. Side bet: if Johnny mentions the score, I'll donate. I already did, but I won't anymore. No, I did. No, I didn't. I did not, and I won't. Listen, you're in trouble with your wife. I love Michelle. Knock it off. Jellyfish Potter, is there a video of you eating pepper X? No, here's the funny thing. There's no video of anybody eating pepper X. Interesting. No, sorry, Jellyfish Potter. There's a few people ate one on Hot Ones. I was not one of them. They said it was piping hot, but nobody could eat it. Kind of interesting. Debbie Blair, Just Joan, agree. It's because Just Joan said something that slid right by me. Oh yeah, making all the money. It's brutal. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. It's funny. I remember someone saying to me, people earn exactly what they're worth. I was like, what? If somebody's making that kind of money, they did something along the way to put themselves in a situation to make that kind of money. And I said that because there was somebody in the office that was more talented than I had more knowledge. I was more talented. I was like, I can't believe that, dude. I'm answering to that guy. He doesn't deserve the money he made. And he goes, everybody deserves what they're getting paid. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. With that kind of money, it's sort of absurd, but good for them, I guess. Triggy, hello there. Thanks for being here. Let's see here. What is my favorite orange and yellow pod? BOC is a great pod for orange ones. It's a great pepper. Yellow pods, Killer Yellow, a lemon yellow brain is a great yellow pod. All right. Hi, Roberta. So good to see you. Nurses, yeah. See, nurses and teachers. Teachers don't make what they do. Listen, if they pay, they need to pay those people the right way, so it attracts the best people. Because how many people that are teachers do it because they're called to be a teacher? While that's great, if they paid properly, it'd get a lot, be a lot better. I think so. They're not paying enough. And I'm coming from I'm a long line of educators behind me. Both my sisters are teachers currently. My mother was a teacher forever. Just that's what they did. So yeah, believe me, I agree with you. Baseball is outrageous also. Tommy's not good. Tommy's not good. You know what? It's nurses, it's doctors. There's a lot. I mean, doctors get paid plenty, but nurses, they get paid, unless you're an RN, and the other like CNA, they work their tails off. Get me started for real. It is what it is. So you guys hear what happened to Tommy? Tommy fell off a ladder with a chainsaw. Isn't that crazy? So we were. I should have uploaded the pictures, and I didn't. But I can show you because it can show you. It's kind of crazy. So here's what happened. We have a palm tree in the backyard, and we were aiming to clean up the. This was the ladder that he. Well, here, look. This is the palm tree, all right? So up at the top, we have a bunch of palms. Well, they're gone now, but we were trying to get them, all right? Tall palm tree. What he did was he got on this ladder. All right. And he didn't stand on the very, very top. He stood on the second. All right. And obviously there's still a long way to the top. But we have this chainsaw that it's not like, it's not super powerful, but it's a chainsaw and it's on the end of a pole. It's like, zzz. Anyway, he lost. I was holding the base of it and there's nothing I could do. He dropped, and fortunately, he didn't drop on me, and he didn't hurt himself too badly. I'm saying too badly. He hurt himself. All right, he hurt himself, but it could have been so much worse. It was sort of scary. In the moment, I said, it's funny because that day or the day before, I was talking about the joke. If you want, it's not really a joke. It's real. If you want to find out if you're old, fall down in front of your friends, man. If they all giggle at you, you're young. You're good. They run up to you real quick and you're like, holy crap, are you all right? Today we were talking about it. He's like, man, if that happened 30 years ago, I'd have jumped up, got back on the ladder, finished the job. I never would have thought a thing about it. And he's right. But here's the thing about it. He was an athlete his whole life, and that saved him. It really did. It saved him because he knows how to fall. You know what I mean? As an athlete, you know how to fall. It's a big part of it. Renee, hello there. Reese, so good to see you. So knowing how to fall is a big deal. All right. So and that saved him. It really did. It's not like it saved him. I think if 100 men his age fell off that ladder, it probably would have killed one or two of them, just by the numbers. You know what I mean? Probably 50 of them would have ended up in the hospital. He's a tough goat. So he's sore. I can only think it's gonna be probably a little bit worse. Tomorrow will be the worst day as far as how sore he's gonna be, and then it'll probably start loosening up. It's probably like being in a car accident. Getting old is not for the weak. No, it's not. Reese, you're awesome. Somebody with a wrench, do me a solid. Should love when people say that. Throw up Reese's channel. Reese has a great channel. You know what Reese is really good at? I get these room raids all the time. She'll have this. She's doing a live stream, and she'll have like half the country in there. And she says, like, go over to see my brother-in-law. And she's a sweetheart. And we get room raids. And there are so many people here right now that are here right now because of Reese. So, but there might be some people here that don't know about Reese's channel, even though we talk about it a lot. So if you haven't, please check it out. Anyway, let's see. I don't even know how to say it. I'm just going to call you Rock the Terrible. Growing the MA Vortex. That's awesome. It's a great pepper. You can please email me. Please feel free to email me. And here is Reese's channel. All right. Thank you so much for doing that. And please give her a follow. My cousin was a psychiatric nurse, and she was worth more than most of the doctors she worked for. And they do a lot of the work, and the people that make all the money just kind of come in and spike the football and get the credit. I've seen it happen a million times. All right, so getting back to what I was saying, what happens very, very frequently, guys, and this is Sober Weekend or Capsaicin Connection. There's a correlation between spicy foods and sobriety. Want to love, good to see you. So we talk about all things sober. And one of the things that I think is sort of important, and I've seen this happen, I've been sober for 8 years from alcohol and almost 6 years from alcohol and 15 from all the bad ones, all the nasty ones. I've seen this thing happen a lot. People will get sober and they'll immediately start looking at, trying to fix other people, pointing out other, it happens. And so this is about staying in your own lane. It's an important thing to do. You can derail yourself by not. So that's what we're going to talk about briefly. And again, if you have any questions, just throw some. Hi, Justine. Thank you for being here. Let me see here. I heard Tommy on the reply on the last. Yeah, you know what? He's just a tough dude. He's a tough guy. So he did well, all things considered. It's the truth. Lord Kiss Freak, good to see you. All right. So the reason staying in your own lane is a really, really big deal is because you really need to focus on your own recovery. You know what I mean? Not on trying to fix somebody else. I mean, and it happens a lot of times. It happens when somebody's newly sober, and with all the time I've got under my belt, I still stay in my lane. If somebody asks me questions, I'm certainly going to help out. But I'm not the guy who's going to ever say, "Hey, listen, I've been watching and talking to you. I have a couple of things I think I need to talk about." I do stay in my own lane. I think it's important. You also avoid enabling or codependency. And that's an important thing. You also reduce stress if you stay in your own lane. All right. It's important, and it's true. If you find yourself in other people's business, you're only bringing drama in your own life that you don't need. That's all there is to it. So here's some signs that you're not staying in your own lane. If you're giving advice to people, if you find yourself giving advice to people, especially if somebody comes to you and asks you advice, it's one thing. But if you're volunteering advice to somebody, that's a sure sign. Motorola Droshin. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. You know what I mean? Because that happens sometimes. You find if somebody's coming to you for advice, that's one thing. But if you're volunteering it before somebody's asking it, that's a sign that you're not in your own lane. Trying to fix somebody else's problems. Comparing yourself to somebody else. That's another sure sign of it. Comparison's a thief of joy. It's really a nightmare in sobriety. Really big reasons to stay in your own lane. Don't do anything out of your comfort zone, right? You know what? If it's with me, I certainly won't. Like today, Super Bowl parties everywhere. Somebody invited me to a Super Bowl party. I'm just not really into football that much anymore, to be honest with you. But I probably would avoid it. You know what I mean? I would probably avoid that. So, and it's not that. I think it's really important, especially when you're new. Avoid situations like that. So if that's how you meant that, I think that's how you meant that. I'm not quite sure. Here we go on my main. I watched Brian Ames, your main account. I got you. I watched Brian Ames with a pepper X sauce, and I'm 110% sure they faked the video. To be honest, he said that it's uber hot, pretty much. If it's the sauce if it's the Last Dab experience, it's a hot sauce. I mean, but it's only 60,000 Scoville hot. That's all. Which is still hot, but they say it's 2.4 million and it's not. Have you ever, Lisa Trimble asks, have you ever had someone try to push a drink on you? I hate that. I always wonder why they need me to drink with them. It's funny, Lisa. I don't really. Hi, Kim. I don't have friends that do that. Pedro, good to see you. Scotch Bonnet. That doesn't really happen with friends of mine, Hi Carpenter, because they know me and it wouldn't go well for them. And people respect me. So no, it doesn't happen with friends of mine. But what it does happen to me, Lisa, is first of all, it's alcohol. It's sort of a bummer. And I feel bad for people that have a problem with alcohol because a great example I use is at a casino. I don't gamble. So I was at a casino because I was talking with a sauce maker years ago about a collaboration, and they came into town. This is when I lived in Reno. My cat is cute. So we went to I got your comment. I'll get to it in just a moment, Pam. We went to a casino, okay, and we went there because the food was great, and we were just going to talk. We sat down, and he's the guy who drinks, and I don't have a problem with that. I like being around people having a good time. If somebody's had this much too much, I can feel it, and I need to get away from them. Hi, Lacey. All right. So anyway, we're in this restaurant in the casino, and he orders a beer. I order a cranberry. All right. We had our dinner, and when I ordered the cranberry, the first waiter we had, he says, "You want me to put some vodka in that, dude?" And I'm like, "No, thank you. I appreciate it." I said, "All right." So we had our dinner, and they had a shift change with their guys, their waiters. So a different waiter shows up. He goes, "I'll be your new waiter for the rest of the evening." I said, "Hey, no problem. That's cool." And he says, "Can I get you another drink? Can I refill your drinks?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'll have another beer." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "What do you have?" I said, "Cranberry juice." He goes, "Hey, can I put some vodka in that?" I said, "No, but thank you." 2 times. So that's something, no one's gonna the other people, most of the substances, other people have an issue with it. Like no one's gonna pull out a pipe and say, "Hey, hit this." But people push alcohol a lot. But it doesn't really happen for my friends. But it's you got to be strong because it's everywhere. You know what I mean? It's the think about this. It's a drug that a lot of times parents introduce their kids to it. It's like here. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm staying in my own lane. However, it's one of those things. Staying in your own lane is an important thing. Hang on a minute here. Wow. So DM says, I blocked phone numbers of drinkers and users. No apologies. Family members know my situation. I'll tell you what, that's burning your ships. It's an important thing. It's a good thing to do. It's hard too, because a lot of times when you really think about it, when you're in an active addiction, everybody you hang out with in some way or another has to do with that addiction. Whether somebody you pick up, that's what it always is. You know what I mean? Somebody you use with, somebody can tell you where you can pick up from. You know what I mean? So that's who you associate with. So when you decide to get sober, you've got to change everything. You can't, like, there were places in Reno when I lived in Reno. I got sober from the bad ones in Reno and moved away from Reno, went back. She's doing this number here where she pulls her hands up over her paws up over her face. But there were places like Audi Boulevard, 4th Street. I couldn't even, if I knew we were going to drive back, I would have to like purposely not look at the exit. Not that I thought I was going to like hit the exit and head over that way, but it just made me uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Because there's memories of that everywhere. But I don't know. Whatever, you got to do whatever it takes to get sober. You got to do it. If that means blocking people, if that means, and a lot of times it does mean that. But it's worth doing, because if you don't, like, here's the problem with me. One of the worst things is I could have just kept drinking and doing what, but I would never ever be my best. You know what I mean? And I don't ever want to, I don't want to be a disappointment to my kids. I want my kids to be proud of their dad. You know what I mean? I want people that know me to be proud that, to say, yeah, I know Johnny's a good dude, versus, I sort of know him, or, you know what I mean? I want to, and I think about that. It's the ripple. You guys understand that, right? When I was using, I was casting a ripple that was affecting people around me, and I didn't give a rip. I wasn't aware of it, but even if I was, I probably didn't care. You know what I mean? But when you're sober, you also cast a ripple, and it matters. It really does. Joe Garcia, William Shatner signed that. That is a Star Trek shirt, like legit, for real. It's not mine. Travis W. says generational trauma, for real. Joe Garcia, that is Tommy's. Now, I am a Trekkie kind of. It's one of the earliest shows I remember watching as a very young boy. My dad has a brother now, but I had another one, and they were all Trekkies. So every time we were visiting them, that's what they did. So I was into it. Silver Surfer. Back in the day, our parents let us sip beer and laugh at our funny faces. Times changed. Yeah, well, that's yeah. I bet you. Listen, everybody in the chat, when you were a little kid, how many times? Who in the chat did that? I did. You know what I mean? And you knew. Listen, we're very, very good as children. You knew who was we're brilliant. You knew who was going to say yes, who the pushovers were. You knew who you couldn't ask, right? And once you got them once, you knew you could get them again. It's terrible. With big family events, you get a whole bunch of family members around, and you're a little kid. It doesn't take too many rounds. Wait, 1 or 2 rounds, just getting a sip from each of them. That's where it starts for a lot. And the other thing is, it starts from the medicine cabinet. Like most of the drugs kids find, where it starts is in their parents' medicine cabinet. Sad but true. My son is at an age of experimentation. I told him if he wants to try it, do it at home, but I prefer him not to drink, and explain to him about alcohol usage and the family and what it can lead to. Lacey, so good. Talk to him. Here's the thing. I'm just like, I was very much in that kid. Like I decided when I was like, it was like almost like I didn't say it out loud. I didn't write it down, but I wanted to try every drug I could get my hands on. For real, it didn't matter which one. There was like PCP is the only one I wouldn't touch. I wouldn't touch that, but everything else, I was like, not you bet I want to do it. I want to do it right now. You know what I mean? And the reason I'm bringing it up is I'm more, is he experimental about everything? Because I don't know, and the reason I say that is every single drug on the street's got fent in it for the most part. And there are places where they're sprinkling on weed and everything. So, I mean, you know what I mean? So just be like Tommy, I'd be dead. I promise to God, I'm not making this up. I would not be alive today if I was a young man now, unless I could change my personality and exchange it for a different one, because I was that kid. I wanted to try every drug there was. Never thought about consequence. I was doing, there's no point in giving a list of what I tried. I told you the one I didn't. I didn't do any of the new weird ones, like the designer ones that are being made in bathtubs and stuff like that are out in the last decade or two. I didn't do any of those, but all the really gnarly ones, I did all of them. So just be careful. I'm scared for them, Grouchy Mama Bear. I heard you weren't grouchy. You can say you are, but I heard you weren't. Awesome pup. Look at that. This is great. Yes, the tides of life come and go. I can control the ripples and the waves I create. Here's the thing. When you stay in your own lane, you really are focusing on bettering yourself. Improving who you are. And I'm telling you, I've said this before. If you haven't heard me before, then you never heard me talk about this. But I got this from my baby brother. I'm not a New Year's resolution guy. I'm just not. I mean, I'm an old man, so there have been times in my life where I certainly was. I'm going to address that in just 1 second, Tree. I meant to click on the star, and I clicked on it. But in my lifetime, I've never really been. There have been times where I did, but New Year's resolutions are not my thing. Tommy has one, but it's so good. Mayor's Girl, good to see you. I'm making this my lifetime resolution. And I mean it. I'm not just saying that. I mean it. In my with what I say, with my mouth, with my actions, with my thoughts, my deeds, am I moving towards towards love, or I'm moving towards hate? It's one or the other, and that's my litmus test. Okay, and if you stay in your own lane, the minute you get out of your own lane, you're far more likely to be moving not in a place of love. You know what I mean? And that's my goal. It sounds kind of corny, but I'd rather be optimist and be wrong than be a pessimist and be right. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where my head is right now. Brock says every single one of my stepson's friends are gone due to fent. Tommy and I have no friends left from our old days. Not one. They're all dead. That's crazy. One love. I was afraid of acid and H. Did plenty of others. Opiates were my bag. Man, anything was my bag. It's so scary. There you go. Silver Surfer, the book. Killing the Miller Brothers drops Friday, March 14th. The second Friday in March. On ebook, maybe a hard copy as well, but we're still hammering that part out. But certainly ebook on that date. It's terrifying. Every time I think about it, I get scared, dude. Lacey says, Brock, I warned my son about drugs. I think I scared him not trying drugs. You know what, though? Here's the thing. I said all the right things. I'd yes him to death. I'm not. I keep clicking the wrong one. It's a wonderful mantra. I need mouse is what I need. I just BS people, and I was convincing at it. You know what I mean? So just keep talking, keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. It's the most important thing. All right, let me get some of these starred questions here. All right. Pam says, Johnny, I used to fall all the time, especially when I used to go out because I had a problem with my balance for a very long time. But I'm sure people used to think I had too much to drink. Um, you know what? People, you can't control what people think. Perhaps they thought that. You know what happens to me? If I'm tired, if I'm really sleepy, sleep deprived, I slur when I get tired. I talk in cursive, and that happens to me. And if you're just a normal person and you're tired and you slur your words, someone's going to say, "Oh, you're tired." But if you're Johnny Scoble and you slur your words, someone's going, "Dude's drinking." So that's something that people have said about me. But I'm sober. So here's what I really don't care what people say about me. It's their business. It's none of mine. You know what I mean? What people think about me, it's in their head, not mine. It's none of my business. It goes back to staying in your own lane. If I made it my business, it would. Some of the things people say and think about me would probably bother me. But I stay in my lane. It's none of my business. Makes life a lot better. Tricky says, I had an ex-girlfriend who had an addiction problem. She used to come around my place and cause a ruckus and doing wild, ungirly things. She drank nearly every day. My parents found out and demanded I end it. They had your best interest in mind. It's a tough one. When my mom has only made demands on me a couple times, and it never worked well. With me, if you say to me, when I was a little kid, if you made a demand on me, it was just like throwing down the gauntlet. And same thing in relationships. Someone I've been in relationships where I've been given an ultimatum. I'm gone. I mean, it's what it give me an ultimatum. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but I'm bad that way. It's like I don't play games at all. I just won't. And that to me is playing games. I don't know. Flame and Claw says, I love helping people and will always put other people first, but lately people have been taking advantage in a bad way of my kindness and it's slowly putting me in a dark spot. But okay. Again, you know what? I'd rather be nice all the time and get taken advantage of once in a while than be the person that isn't nice to people. You got a good heart, dude. Stay that way. Don't let people change who you are. Keep being a good person. You know what I mean? I like helping people too. It's my buzz of choice. It is. You help somebody. You help somebody that you don't even know. It's one of the coolest feelings in the world. True story. Oh yeah. For new people, if you see ones, there you go. It's electronic love. It's virtual love, digital support. Some people they say I'm praying for you, or virtual love. Show them Johnny and Tommy's videos. Kids believe YouTubers more. Huh. Here's the thing. I could scare them to death. I'd be more, if I was a kid, I was far more inclined. I remember once actually. All right. So I can still remember it. I was in 9th grade. A guy came to our school and did a talk and he was sober and his story was terrifying. I didn't get into drugs until I got into college. So, maybe it helped me stay on the right track through high school. But I don't know. Kids feel lied to. Kids don't trust anybody. And right now, I mean, golly, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be a kid navigating life with everything the way the world is right now. She literally said twice to me, Kristen, I forbid you. And the second time, I literally said to her, really? Again? Yeah, you know what? We need to talk to him again. I talked to him yesterday. We did a Bizzle joke. What do you call a melted snowman? A puddle. Bizzle. Bizzle's a good dude, you guys. Some of you guys know him away from just here. You correspond back and forth. He's a super, super wonderful human being. The first time he was watching videos, and I don't remember exactly how it came to be, but I ended up emailing him, and he sent me he sent me a picture of him, and If you don't know who Bizzle is, he's a wonderful young man. He was almost 20 years ago. He was in a bike accident, one of those crotch rockets, and he died a handful of times, but he survived it. But he can't move. He is missing one arm completely. One just has a stump, and his legs. He's paralyzed. So I mean, he's just if you see me try to go out of my way to read his comments, it's because he types them with a stylus in his mouth. He's and he's just the nicest person. He's so kind. I've never heard the guy complain. Like, I talked to him a lot, and he's never complained. And his mom and dad. Listen, you understand? He hasn't eaten anything hot for a while, but the guy's a chili. His mom and dad are just saints. They really are. I talk to him when I call. I have to call and get one of them, and then they transfer the phone to him because he can't just just a super, super wonderful human being. I want to be more like Bizzle, and that's no joke. He's outstanding. I had to make helping my profession so I could figure out where to draw the line, also take care of myself. That's interesting. You know what I don't understand? I'll be honest. Hi, Angel. I don't understand the be good to yourself. I have people tell me that a lot. I don't know what that means. Or I sort of know what that means. I know what they mean. I know what they're trying to say, right? I have a person that has said to me, "Give yourself permission for something," and that to me, like I don't know what that means. I don't understand what that means, and I'm embarrassed to even say it because maybe all you understand what that means. And I'm a dummy, but maybe there's something wrong with, you know what I mean? How I think it doesn't. I don't know. I probably shouldn't have said anything. I don't know. I have a hard time. I have a very difficult time saying no to people. I do, because I have it for most of my life. I was doing bad things to people. You know what I mean? And I wasn't even thinking, hey, I'd like to help people. But now I'm in a place where I want to help people. And I'm in a weird spot where I have a platform for whatever, whether it's meeting peppers or whatever. I have a large platform. So it gives me the opportunity to help people a lot. So it's kind of a good thing. It's like the Harvest 912 thing. They think I'm helping them, but if you knew how that fed me, I almost feel guilty about it sometimes. It does so much for my soul to do what I do for them. I almost feel guilty. I feel like, what am I doing this for? Am I doing it because I know it's going to make me feel good? Or am I doing it because I just genuinely want to help people? Oh, you should see she's doing this thing. Oh, my cat is so cute. She's right. Sadim says, my grandmother used to say charity starts at home. However, she was very charitable. That's true, though. It does start at home. Bizza has a very, very funny sense of humor. Here we go. Oops. You know what? God, that thing's going too fast. Here we go. Hi, fellow overhelper here. Favorite book is What Helping Hurts in My Recovery. Thank you. That's why I love this place. We're all here to help. Thank you, Pam, for saying that. Jeremy Fowler's late, but you're here. Thank you, dude. D. Marie, thank you for being here. Good to see you. I think Tommy's going to be live tonight. Here's the deal. If he is, and he's not on long, try to understand. It was scary. I've seen way worse. I've seen some terrible things happen to him. So I will tell you, though, just for a second, I was like, oh, this is bad. He's a chainsaw. Slipping on just staying on your feet going down with a chainsaw is scary. But when you're way up on a ladder, I shouldn't say way up. That was way up to me. If you're 20, that's not 20 years old, that's not way up. But when you're 50, it's way up. Pure capsaicin. The living legend. A living chili head is all I am. Thank you for saying that, Pure Capsaicin. Really, I appreciate it. What happened, Dee Marie? We were in the back. Here, I'll show you one more time. This is crazy. We were in the backyard. Got this palm tree, excuse me. Cat's being so adorable. We've got this palm tree in the backyard. And there it is, okay? And at the very top, it looks pretty clean now, but there were some dead things there. So we wanted to cut them down. So Tommy got up on this ladder. I held it still. He got up on that ladder. He didn't stand on the very, very top right there. He stood on the second step, okay? And the palm tree was here. The ladder was this way, not this way. It was this way. And there was 3 feet between the ladder and the palm tree, and I was holding the thing still, but I wasn't under him. I was behind him. So there was space in front of him between. I don't know if I need a drawing. And he had a long pole with a chainsaw. All right, and he was cutting down the dead palms. Ghost Rider, good to see you. What is the temperature in Tucson right now? Let me tell you, right this moment in Tucson, it is a balmy 71 degrees. Crazy how fast that sounded. How fast it got warm here. It was like 30. It was 32 a week ago. Is he really okay, Johnny? Is it? We might be lying to you. No, he really is okay. No, he's hurt. He really is hurt. I'm sure it feels like a car wreck. You know, and here's his channel, you guys. If you've never subscribed to the Lifeboat, please do that. My baby brother. You guys know he was my birthday present on my 4th birthday. My first birthday present on my 4th birthday. I was born on the 6th of July, and he was born on the 3rd of July. Okay, and my mother and father, they split. I was at home with my mom's brother and his wife, my uncle, who are coming to town tomorrow. How about that? It's kind of weird. And I knew something weird was going on. You know, I didn't know there was a baby coming. I knew something weird was happening. And they came back from with a kid, with a baby. My mom was like, "Here you go." Gave me a baby. Imagine that, 4-year-old kid. You give him a baby and tell him that's his present. I was pissed, apparently. I don't remember it. I really don't. I could say I do, but I don't. I vaguely remember the whole era. I do, you know, but what they said was that I was upset and I wanted a fire truck. But here's the thing. It's remarkable. He doesn't have really, really bad back problems from the life he's lived. He's been very fortunate, but did I ever get the fire truck, Johnny? You want to see something funny? Yeah. I don't want to do this because it would literally take a minute and a half. Tomorrow's live stream. I'll show everybody. I do have the fire truck. And want to hear a funny story behind it? Somebody that watches the channel, One Love, is laughing. Somebody that watches that used to watch the channel, doesn't anymore, but used to watch the channel. I get a package one day from them. I open it up, and Tommy was born in 1970. I open this box up, and in it is a Tonka truck from 1970. Absolutely, it's like new old stock. It looked brand new, and I couldn't believe it. So I finally got the fire truck I wanted. Tommy was a better gift, a better present than the fire truck. It just took a long time for me to see it. So yeah, it was on. Tracy's right. It was on the top of my fridge for a while. You guys, I have a really adorable picture. It would take too long to show you now, but I'll upload it so I can show you guys at a later time. It's one of the cutest pictures in the world. It's a friend of mine. You know, find it while I'm talking with you, because his son watches the channel, and his son, he's a very, very nice guy. His name is Ryan, and he lives in Michigan. Is the Michigan chili grower. And what he does, which is sort of unique, is there's a lot of people growing peppers, And there's a lot of people crossing peppers, like a 7-pot primo with whatever, a chocolate primatale, and doing that. Well, he crosses different species, like a bacatum, a capsicum bacatum with a capsicum chinense. That's a giraffe and an alligator. You know what I mean? It's not the same. It's different. Even though they're peppers, they don't usually cross like that. And he's really good at figuring out how to do that. But he's got a son, a beautiful little boy. And one day he sends me this picture of his son. I said to him, it's got to be a staged photo. And he said it wasn't. His son was sitting on the bed watching a video of me on their TV. And I'm going to look at for another 10 seconds. Then I'm going to abandon my search and just be disappointed. But he's sitting on the bed looking up at the TV, and what he's playing with is a Tonka fire truck. And in the video behind me is my Tonka truck, and I'm not going to be able to find it. I'm really irritated that I started the process and wasn't able to. Just one more second. Maybe I'll get lucky. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to search for it because I know I have it. I'm going to search for it and I'm going to load it so that the next time I do a live stream, I can show everybody. Because it's an adorable photo and I'm not going to. I'm sorry. Well, it makes me mad. Anyway, he's sitting and playing, and it's a cute photo because it kind of looks like me. And then it's, when I show you later, you guys will love it. So let's talk. This is important. I need to know. I'm not going to say what the score is because I said I wouldn't do that, right? But we got the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs playing in the Super Bowl right now. So don't tell me what the score is. I might blurt it out. What I want you to do is put a 1 in the chat if you're for the Chiefs. Put a 2 in the chat if you're for the Eagles. I want to know who's rooting for who. Do you guys bet? And I also want to know if you bet. Do you guys actually bet on a Super Bowl? Oh, look how cute my adorable cat looks. So the moral of the story of today's video is stay in your own lane. I promise you it's going to aid you and assist you in your own recovery. You're going to have less, it's going to help you, less complications. Look at that. All right. It's about, it looks like it's almost, no, there's more people for the Chiefs than for the Eagles. Oh, no, it's kind of balanced. There you go. I don't either. I don't know, Josh. I don't either. I'm not even watching it. Look at that. Angels for the Puppy Bowl. Isn't the Puppy Bowl great? Do they still do? I haven't watched it in so long. I didn't even know they still do the Puppy Bowl. Why do they do a Kitten Bowl? I live for now. Thank you for being here. Dale Cox, good to see you. He wants the Eagles. Puppy Bowl for the win. You know what? I'm a New York Giants fan. So if the Giants were in it, I still wouldn't care. And I really don't care about football anymore. Is that bad? I mean, I used to love football. I lived for it. I know I didn't live for it, but I really like football. How cute. I don't know anything about American football. I'm for whatever team you like. It's a keeper right there. You're a sweetheart, Iowa. Lisa Vining. Don't watch football. I don't either. I could care less, honest to God. I played it. I in like high school, I played it. I was like good at it. And I was an athlete my whole life, and it's just like you know what I said today? I said to Tommy, I swear to God, you guys, I had this conversation with him a couple hours ago. I said I almost feel embarrassed for how much time I spent watching, football or golf. Just crazy. I'm for the Borg. Hi, Adam. Good to see you. I dig Care Bear Gratitude. It's good to see you, Care Bear Gratitude. Don't tell me the score. I don't want to know. I'm more for the Canadian football. My thing. If your life will get any better or worse if you didn't watch Super Bowl. Yeah, Hey, listen, I'm a Giants fan. In my lifetime, we've won 2 Super Bowls. You gotta be kidding. Those were amazing things. My dad was alive for both of them. It was a big deal. It's fun. V. McWilliams says, I just asked my husband to record the Clydesdale commercial. Do you want to know something? Did you guys ever see the Clydesdale? Aren't they great, the Clydesdales? Do you guys ever see the Clydesdale commercial for wintertime at Christmas? And they show you, there's a sleigh, it's snowing out, and he's pulling, I think he's pulling a tree. Maybe he's not, but he's on the horses and stuff. It's snowing. And you see it from a person's window, looking through the window outside. Do you guys, anybody know that commercial? It's my friend's house. That's the town of Woodstock. And that was my buddy, I almost said his name. It was a buddy of mine's house that actually filmed it in his kitchen. And the crazy thing is they still show it every year. Great. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Clydesdale commercials. They have hairy feet. Pretty cool. Look at that. I had good taste then. I don't know if I hope I have good taste. Watching with my parents seems crazy to me that there is a Scientology connection this year. Tom Cruise must be trying to rehab image to the opening about the teams. You know what? I don't know if he can. I don't think he's ever going to leave because he's too narcissistic, and that feeds him. I mean, he's practically like a god to them. I mean, he's right there. So it feeds his narcissism way too much. Everybody that works for him on his staff, they're all working for free because they've signed that contract. So he's in too deep. I don't think he can get out. I don't know. And I don't know how to rehab. It's a rough one. There are companies that, crisis management, companies that work on image control and things like that. What do you say to that? What do you say to them? Savaresta, go Birds. Good to see you. Sounds like we all agree animals are superior to football players. I'll tell you, mine is. My cat is amazing. So let me tell you, if you didn't see some of the videos I made for my cat today, Lisa Trimble says, when I was little, I bet on games with my dad. I always picked my team by the color of the uniform. How cool. I was 9 and 11. That's funny. That's great. Kara, watching from New Zealand. Seem to have put a game on. They seem to have put a game on our television. I have no idea about American football. I don't think it's that hard. There's 2 ends. One side's trying to get to there. They have 4 shots at it. One team's trying to stop. They have a change of possession, interception. It's switch. I could teach you in a day. A crazy game, a really crazy game, and cricket. All right. Now, let me tell you something. I watched cricket, and I was like, what the hell is going on? I could not figure out cricket at all. And then someone explained to me how cricket works, how to play cricket. And then I couldn't stop watching cricket. If you do it, here's the thing. With almost every sport, if you spent a little time watching it, you'd sort of get it, right? You'd be like, I get the gist of it. If you don't know cricket, good luck with that. You'll look at it and go, nope. It's confusing as can be, but man, when I learned how to cricket works, Tom Cruise is still a married guy. Yep, he sure is. It's crazy. Is he married now, or is he divorced? I thought he was currently married. Maybe he's not. I just don't like him. I don't like him. He wouldn't like me. He wouldn't like me at all. Spear Prof, good to see you. Greetings, Johnny and fellow bus riders. Hope you remember to make someone's day great. What do you say there, kitty? She's so cute. Scares me. She has slept a lot today. Makes me nervous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Just, she's growing like a weed. V. McWilliams says, Johnny, just how fast is the fluffy sweeter growing? She's twice as big as she was. I mean, let me show you a picture, kind of put in perspective for you. These pictures are a month apart. Okay, let's see. All right, and then then this was yesterday. She's getting big. I mean, I think she's going to be a big girl. But she doesn't do that, the little noise that birds do, that cats do to mimic birds, that little kill sound. She doesn't do it. I know she can, but she doesn't do it yet. So we're teaching her, me and Squirrel. This morning, they were both in front of the window, and Squirrel she's sitting down loafing on the windowsill, and Squirrel is standing on her back feet, and she looks over like, pay attention. And she looks down, and Dan Quayle is down below, squawking. And there was doves down there. It was like a smorgasbord of birds. I think they knew that there was a new cat there. So she starts making that sound, and we filmed it. It's hysterical. And she doesn't. But if I make that sound, she looks at me like, hey, you know how to talk that? You know my language? So I know that she knows it's a thing. She just hasn't. I also get the feeling if I toss something into the pool, she'd jump in after it. Today, we were out there. No, was it today? Yeah. We were out there earlier today, and there was a bug in the water. And the bug was far off, but the reflection you could see the reflection on the bottom of the pool. And she saw the reflection, and for 1 second, she flinched. That I thought, holy mackerel, she's going to jump in. Oh, I was going to tell a funny story. I got to save it for a bus pass. Yeah, I had a funny story to tell. I shouldn't have said that because now I'm going to tell the bus pass. I've ever had a dog. Pam, you know what? When I started Chase the Heat, this channel, I had a dog named Boss. He was an Australian cattle dog. I loved him. He was a great dog. He was super smart. Exactly, Robin. Bob Quayle. She got it. Yeah, you know what? I have a funny feeling that, it was Dan that couldn't spell properly. Yes, it was. I think she'd be hell on. If you were a bird or like a mouse, she'd be scared. Cool. I bet Squirrel was like that when she was little. Squirrel just doesn't have, there's nothing ferocious about Squirrel. I just think she'd be a real, real handful. All right, so listen, let's stay in our own lane. If you guys have a 5, if you get the pull, use your 5. Remember to play fetch with your brain. It doesn't matter how smart you are, you can control your brain. Just remember that you have the ability to control your brain, right? This is my stick. You play fetch with your brain. You have 5 senses. If you throw a stick, this is a poo pen. If you throw a stick, a dog's going to chase it, right? Well, your 5 senses are the stick. You can smell something different. You can taste something, eat something. You can look at the sky. You can hear something different. Put some music on. Touch grass. You know what I mean? If you occupy your 5 senses, there's no way your brain is gonna. It can't stay focused on the cravings or whatever else. The ants, anything else negative going on. Play fetch with your brain. I love you guys. Joe Mama, so good to see you. For recovery-oriented content, please go to the lifeboat. Seriously, Tommy's way better at this stuff than I am. I just care a lot, and I don't mind talking. I'll lend support. I'll encourage you. You guys know encourage, right? It means to give courage. Boy, Melinda, I'll tell you what, she is just wicked with that wrench, is she not? There's the interview that Tommy did with me on this channel. I really rode the brakes on that interview. We should do it again. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Before I do, this is a Maine Coon kitty in a basket. Isn't that something? All right, you guys. I love you. Thank you for being here. Be kind. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was the Capsaicin Connection. I can't believe